Hello, my name's Amanda Lynch, and this is my EDU 333 Technologies in Teaching final project. Throughout the semester, we did different assignments and assessments that helped us to learn different strategies to use in the classroom. On top of using these strategies, we also had to follow what was called an ISTE standard, and they're standards that teachers and students both use to make sure that technology is being used properly in the classroom. Throughout the project, I'll show you different activities that I completed and tell you which ISTE standard that falls under. The first ISTE standard is Facilitate and Inspire Student Learning and Creativity. We did a few projects that fall under this category, and this one is called Evoke. Evoke is a digital representation or an avatar that you can use of yourself or anyone else for that matter. It can be used as an introduction or presentation. It helps for students who are quiet or shy or also nonverbal. And this is the project that I did. There's a type to text feature, so you can type whatever you want. The next one was a Powtoon presentation, and we also used that to describe ourselves, but a little more in depth. Originally, I had embedded the URL to the video so I could click on it and get it to work, but it doesn't work that way, so we're going to go this way. And Powtoon is a visual presentation creator. It's really easy to use. Students can record their voice, but unfortunately, just like a lot of the different websites and apps we used, you have to have a paid membership to get a lot of the full features. The next one we did was a digital simile, and we did that through EduCreations, and we used that to create somewhat of a story using a metaphor, and ours was My Media Life is Like. EduCreations is an app that's used through the iPad. There's many multimedia capabilities, and you can link your teacher and student accounts, but unfortunately, if you sign on a Windows computer, it is very hard to navigate to get to your presentation that you originally created on an iPad. So I didn't link this project because I wasn't a big fan of it. The next ISTE standard was Model Digital Age Work and Learning. And this was actually Screencast-O-Matic. You could see that right here. And I actually used Powtoon to make the presentation, and then Screencast-O-Matic to record. Screencast-O-Matic is what I'm using now. It is a screen recording. There's a box that shows up along the outside of your screen, and whatever's inside of it, you can record. It records your voice. You can record up to 15 minutes without having a paid membership. It's good for public speaking, giving feedback. You can publish it to YouTube. And we use this for this project as practice for this final project that I'm doing right now. This is called an infograph. And an infograph is somewhat like this. This actual project was a little bit bigger than this. It is a chart that shows a lot of information, and it breaks it down. Instead of reading bullet by bullet certain things, it's more visually stimulating. I'll open up my actual presentation and show you what it looks like. They have preloaded templates. There's lots of multimedia capabilities, and there's also a free lifetime account. This was my original project. There's a video. So it is a little bit bigger than what I showed in the actual presentation, but I cut some of it out so you'd be able to see it more. I apologize. This is called Socrative. This falls under the Design and Develop Digital Age Learning Experience and Assessments ISTE standard. And Socrative, what it is you can create your own quizzes. On top of creating your own quizzes, you can play games with your students. You can use it as an assessment. Unfortunately, with most of the things that I've spoken about, with a free account, you can only have one classroom, which only has 50 seats. And since it's an online class, that means only 50 students at a time with a device can log on and use this as well. And the last one I did was Kahoot. And Kahoot is game-based learning as well. We used it for a quick quiz and a little challenge game throughout the classroom. It's good to find out different students' comprehensions of lessons. But the downfall of it is that the actual question is shown on a projector and the students only see the answers on their device. And I will show you what that looks like. This is the teacher view. And this is a preloaded quiz that I had made. So we will enter it now. So what I see here on this screen is what would come up on the projector. And what you see here would be the device that the student is using. So it is a downfall due to the fact that it's kind of hard to transfer from looking at the projector and thinking about the answer and then coming back to the device that you're on and figuring out the answer. So for slower learners, it might not be great. And it's also timed. See? Time up. Time up. So I did like Socrative a little bit more than Kahoot. This is Socrative. I had previously made a quiz. And there's different things you can do within the quiz. There's a space race, which is kind of like a game that you could play throughout your class. And this is also a good teacher-student app because you can get instant feedback of what your children in your class can comprehend and what they are struggling with. And throughout this semester, while we were doing our presentations, if you notice on my picture chart that I showed you all the way at the bottom, there was a works cited page just like this. I didn't really need this because they were all my work, but we learned about copyright and copyright law, and that's basically saying that you can't take someone else's work and take credit for it. So if you use something from someone that you didn't create, you always need to cite it. You can either put the URL under a picture that you used, or you can make a works cited page. And you just have to give credit where credit's due. I hope you enjoyed my project. Thank you.